Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is part 2 of why people quit. I am Mr. Mental Muscle, aka T'Challa Greaves. You can find me on all social media platforms. Wherever you see my face, either like, comment, share, subscribe, pass it to all your friends. If there are any of my students watching this, I promise you that I will not be swearing on any of my videos because I'm a good boy. All right, making sure that 2024 sees lots of my face and lots of videos like this because I used to do this all the time, but I wanted to share more ideas about what goes on in my head. I'm a nutritionist in training, personal trainer in training, I'm an educator, a teacher, and everything else in between. So this is part 2 of why people quit. Now, the reason why people think they quit is because they have a lack of willpower or they have a lack of staying power and blah, 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 blah. They compare themselves to other people without really thinking about what is most important to them. Okay, so part 1 I'll link to somewhere in this video. Part 2 is happening now. Right, unrealistic expectations. That unrealistic expectations are stupid. And I want to say to people, most people think about social media, focus on social media and worry about all the things that go on out there in the real world. They see the best bodies, they see six packs, they see BBLs, they see fantastic eyelashes, high cheekbones, perfect teeth. People, we have to be realistic. In this world, there are so many flaws that other people have, but they're not prepared to share, so they go and try and perfect themselves. You are on a journey. That journey is going to take time. At the end of the day, if you've gained weight, you didn't gain it in 30 days. You gained it in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and so on. I'll give you the perfect example. I went to university at 18. I was 10.5 stone at 18. I was living the best life ever. Didn't really value nutrition at the time. Was there at university for 4 years. When I left university, despite me playing football for a good 3.5 years, was at university. That included football training once a week, 2 games of 5-a-side, 2 matches a week. And I still gained 6 stone in that time because I wasn't really thinking about food, about what I put into my body. I'd go out and I'd drink like a bottle of Malibu before I went out on a night out, not really thinking about calories and the cost of that, just because it was fun. I never really drank until I got to university. And then I started to think more about that nutrition side of things. And then for the last, let's say the last 20 years, my weight has been fluctuating up and down, up and up and down. Because I had unrealistic expectations, I was kind of worried about how that person looked. I wanted a 6-pack, I wanted a bigger chest, I wanted all these things that weren't realistic to me. So at the end of the day, I faltered because I was worried about what everyone else was doing, when in truth, I should have just had my own expectations and my own goals, which I should have written down, but I didn't. On to number 2, a lack of patience. Now, impatient people are the most annoying things in the world. Case in point, me. I am not a very patient person when it comes to my body. I want success now. Like most people, I want success now. When I told you the story earlier about 4 years and putting on 6 stone, I was like, okay, I can lose that in a year. And I was like bashing, treadmill, running, playing football, racing everywhere, trying to be better. And I was still going to the weekend. I was still drinking. I wasn't going to the gym at that point, but I was still drinking on the weekends. Friday night, Saturday night, not caring. Went on holiday to Cavos, literally drank from 12 o'clock in the afternoon till 2 o'clock in the morning every single day. Didn't care. And I didn't care because I was like, well, I do that when I get back. I do that when I get back. Then when I got back, I was like, well, I want this in 2 months, in a month, in 2 weeks. And I was impatient with it. I wasn't prepared to set myself that journey. Or actually, it's going to take time. It's taken me 6 years to put all this weight on. It's probably going to take me half of that time to lose it. So then I started thinking realistically, okay, I'm now 43. I'm now training 5 times a week. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to get 12,000 steps in a day. But I know that I can be patient with my life now and be patient with all those things that I need to change because I believe I have time on my side. Even though I know I'm 43, I believe I have time on my side. Okay, number 3, burnout. Now, people, believe me when I say this, there are times when your hormones in your body, yes, even when you get older, your hormones are still active and your hormones are still going mental. There are times when your hormones will take over your life and actually say to you, it's time to stop. Like, for example, I train 5 times a week. I try and do abs twice a week. I try and do HIIT once a week. I try and do 4 training sessions, lifting heavy weights every week. And eventually that gets tiring. You don't have the energy to continue to do it over and over and over again. You start to cut. So I go from 2,500 to 2,200 to 1,900 calories. And I get to 1,900 calories and I'm still trying to do all the things I did at 2,500 calories. And I had loads of food and loads of energy and loads of motivation and loads of discipline to do it. But as that gradually got lower and lower and lower, it becomes difficult to do that. It becomes difficult to be disciplined enough, motivated enough, and have the energy to do that. So sometimes you need to rest. Today, for example, I went to the gym, I did my lower body workout, I went to do front squats, I did 1 set at 60 kilos and went, that's not working for me. So I took all the weight off, I did another 2 reps and went, actually, I'm done. I did all the rest of my training, but I got to front squats, I'm like, actually, I'm done. Went on the treadmill, walked 45 minutes, sat in the coffee house, drank peppermint tea. I was like, actually, I feel really tired, so I'm going to bed. I came home at 3 o'clock, I slept until 6:30, I woke up, and life is good. Sometimes you need to take a step back. Sometimes you need to have a break, a breather, and understand that things aren't always going to be the way you want them to be. You just have to go with the flow, take a step back and say, actually, today is not the day. Have a day of rest, recuperate, wake up the next day and go, actually, I'm ready to go. And that is all it's about. Number 4, external pressures. Now, as an adult, as adults, we have jobs, we have bills, we have kids, we have cars. As students, lots of my students all talk about external pressures. So I know my younger students, they play instruments, they go to football, they go to rugby, they go to cricket, they have all these other commitments outside of school. And I go, well, actually, you've got this homework to do. So my year 7s are doing a 3D human body over Christmas. Then you've got my older ones who are doing their trial exams, their mock exams after Christmas. They've also got homework. There are loads of other pressures that we put on ourselves externally. And this is also something that is difficult. For me, it's like, make sure you drink 4 litres of water a day. Make sure you get 7 hours of sleep, which is really hard for me. Even though you think realistically, go to bed at 10, wake up at 5:30, that's 7 to 7.5 hours of sleep. Does it always happen? No, because sometimes I carry on watching a series, or sometimes I'll be on the phone to my partner, or sometimes it takes time to put myself back into that position where I can get back to sleep. Sometimes I stupidly take a pre-workout at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm still awake at 12 o'clock at night because I'm an idiot. All right. Sometimes you need to think to yourself, actually, this is pressure that I don't need. This is something I'm going to step back from. This is something I'm going to relax from and not worry so much about. Jobs are stressful. Careers are stressful. Life shouldn't be stressful. So those external pressures, make sure that sometimes you put them to one side and actually go, today is not the day. And finally, number 5, a lack of support. This is something that until the end of last year, I didn't realise just how much being a support for other people or getting someone to support me was hugely important. Now, I now have a coach. I obviously have people who I coach, and so teach, coach, educate, blah, blah, blah. But someone told me, why do you not have a coach? Why do you not have someone there to support you? So in my teaching circle, I have a mentor. In my fitness circle, I have a coach. So whereas I teach students and work with the teachers who I mentor, I also have a mentor who mentors me. So then in fitness circles, I have people who I coach online, sometimes face-to-face when I see them, versus I now have a fitness coach who says, well, why have you not done this? Why have you not done this? Why not 12,000 steps? How can you get to 12,000 steps? What time can you get up? Can you make that commitment? Can you do this? Can you do this? Can we tweak this somehow? Can we raise your calories so that you've got more energy? Can we drop them again so you're dropping more body fat? These are all key things that you guys need. If you haven't got a support network around you, friends, family, teachers, people who are going to be there through thick or thin. If you've got those questions that you need to ask, find a support network. As always, if you write in the comments here, I will do my utmost to support you with whatever I can. That's my job, okay? But as always, try to find someone who you can reach out to, lend a hand to, gain something from, just so you can find and feel that support from that person. Because physically, you might be going through great things. Mentally, you might not be. It's time. It's 2024. This is a big thing for me. It's 2024. You are going to need to reach out to people and make sure that they understand what you're going through, but also you can then talk to them and ask them what they're going through. Be each other's support network this year. That is the most important thing going forward. As always, you can find me wherever you like. I'm on social media. I've got a podcast out there somewhere. It's called Beyond the Classroom, which is my education podcast. I might flip this into a fitness podcast as well. But as always, you can find me on any social media platform you can. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Pass me to your friends if you think that this will help. Otherwise, stay tuned for episode number 3. Speak to you all soon.